being brought up on white bread and whatever else. No judgment there, but that could be like where they're at. And then there's other people that are sort of more further advanced in their sort of journey, if you like. So it's quite, you've got to be careful, because you could really put people off and say, no, this is what you're meant to be doing, and have a point doing 2 shakes a day and like all that, and there's all that sort of judgment in there, and then people that run a mile. So got to be quite careful, and also say, it's really simple to do. So, you can do it really easily, and you don't actually have to have lots of gear as well, and lots of technical gadgets and stuff like that. And I think as well that has to be handled quite carefully. So it's finding out where people are at, really. Again, it's this marketing, where are you at? And I think, something like the questionnaire, but you can't just send that questionnaire out and like say, fill in this questionnaire for me. It's in my opinion, I think what we should do is we should work quite carefully, and I'll spend a lot of time listening with where people are at with this whole thing. Also, people have just finished having Christmas, maybe we just had a great time really indulging, and I've had fun doing that. So, you can't turn around saying that was terribly bad. So, so what the plan really talks about, these 4 sections, the Arbonne Nutritionals, the foods, healthy eating, cooking, and exercise. And within that as well, there's some really key areas to educate people. So, lots of people may not have even heard of any of these terms. So digestibility, what does that mean?
Digestion.
Exactly.
Make it easy as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about any of you guys, but I didn't really get into the nutrition when I first started doing Arbonne. I mean, for about a year, I didn't really do it. I was like, what is this, baby food? I just finished feeding my baby. I was like, this baby food, space food. And really, I actually love it now, because, when we go to Vegas, I love taking it with me and doing all the things. And it just feels so nice. When you've been traveling, there's lots of advantages of having very light nutrition and feeling great. So yeah, it's really easily digestible, and it's as simple as that, and it just feels really nice in your tummy, basically. Absorption is another real thing, and how quickly it gets into the system. So that's another that's like further on in terms of how you're working with it, if you like, internally. And that is a really key thing. So that's like kind of what you put in it as well, because I've got really into mixing lots of different things, and that can affect how it actually absorbs. Alkalinity is a big buzzword around lately, acidity versus alkalinity. And I think we're all going to have to move more towards alkalinity, aren't we? Because guess what? All the things we love are very acidic. So sugar, alcohol, probably bread, you'd say that's very kind of acidic, yeast, and so on. And the other thing that's interesting about that is stress is actually very acidic on the system. So cortisol and adrenaline and things like that actually really affect then how you actually absorb things. So it's all interconnected. So when you're talking to somebody, you need to like feel your way into it a bit, and find out like what their lifestyle is all about, and where they eat. If they eat standing up, are they at home, are they at work, are they just grabbing something quick from Tesco's at lunchtime and sitting in the car, or whatever. We need to work very much with their lifestyle and what they're doing, and how much exercise they're doing as well, and what they do after they've eaten. Are they just going to be sitting down all the time, or are they actually going to be working hard, sorting a roof out or whatever. So so this is all in our range. I think the thing that you really need to take on board is it's super advanced. I mean, it's all up from the West Coast. This is what I always say to people. It's like where all the health trends are happening. And vegan is what everyone's doing. That's just standard on the West Coast. And this is where it's all going. If you don't understand any of these terms, you can just Google them. But basically, a lot of these are kind of working with a lot of the American things, which are really, really much around with a lot of their foods. But the GI is an interesting thing, because basically what that does is it stops the spiking. So instead of getting that and that, you don't get that lull at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of office people will get that, and they're doing a lot of caffeine as well. And this is the other thing you want to really look at, is what they're having during the day, because all of these things, basically what we want to do is do that. We want to be staying steady as possible, and also as women, we've got to watch all our sugar levels and things like that. Really affects thyroid and all kinds of things. So it's all sorted for us to have a much more balanced day and feel great and have much more energy than we've had probably for a long, long time. And we're educating our bodies and our minds as well at the same time. So, and maybe that's also going to be different times for eating. So it's just going gently a little bit, and also just helping them and explaining a little bit. These are key things that we could do with really thinking about. Gluten I've actually been avoiding lately, and I'm finding it's making a huge, huge difference. And I've mentioned already the GI thing. And then, I don't know if you listened to that Hetty's call a week or so ago when she was talking about having, remembering something for each product in the range, which is either like a fact, but also a benefit type thing, but also like a love, so like a personal thing. So you want to try and get familiar with each of the products and have like a person. So when you can talk personally about it, that's when it's really, 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 you know, motivating and clear and very much more convincing. Basically, you become walking, talking for Argan, basically. Okay. So, for example, for the protein shakes, for me, it's about saying 20 milligrams of protein. So all the guys, you know, because they want to see that. Okay. So that's what you have to have at your fingertips. Those types of bits of information. Okay. This is just a straight lift from the document. 2 different types of shake. And that's really, I think really those are key things, really, which protein, first of all, to get people, because they're really very, very different and they operate very differently. The meal replacement ones really work, and there's basically a lot more fibre in them. And then the protein shakes got, you know, your energy complex and whatnot in them. So I'm sure we all have preferences. I definitely have a preference for the protein shake as opposed to the meal replacement. So is everyone else like that?
Yeah.
Who else really loves the meal
The
replacement?
meal replacement, I find, was quite windy.
Oh, it's terrible for that.
Yeah. So that's why I do those.
I know I was going to mention that. Yeah, that's the thing. That is actually quite an issue. So yeah, I'm really pleased that they do both now. That you can choose. But you know, if somebody really wants to lose weight, then they do work really well. Well done for fessing up. And then, you know, a lot of people put the fibre in. They really, really, really love it.
I had a text message from my mum that they go something like this.
Here we go.
Please can I have 2 packs of protein shake and some poo powder?
So yeah,
poo powder.
I tell you what, if you haven't got any problem in that department, don't touch it. It will really, really cause. And that is actually, you do have to get sort of quite close and personal with people. So you know.
It's when I spoke post on Thursday, cleaning the really goes for life. It's all about that area.
It's sorting all of that out,
I
isn't
really
it?
enjoyed my
Excellent. Yeah. So the products are phenomenal. They work, guys. I mean, they really do. The teas are excellent as well. For just general having. We are talking about lifestyle here, and I saw a brilliant chart which I will post on, which is how diets don't work for the body and how they actually really mess us up, and how these products actually balance that all out, and then we're getting back to that whole sort of balancing out. So this is the whole thing, and these whole things in combination are doing all of that as well. So that's why these sets come together, is because we do really need all these things. This is phenomenal. I mean, there's some people who actually just do Argan purely for digestion class. Also, a lot of our products have chromium in, and chromium you can't actually get in foods. So that's another key thing that I throw into the mix. So that chromium.
Is it help avoid sugar cravings?
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's another one of those trace elements that we don't actually get in food at all. Has to be supplemented. And Argan put it in, which is really, really key. The fizz sticks, I saw a few things mentioned on Facebook, which is what I've been doing as well, is mixing those with fruit teas. Those are really, really nice. Adds the sweetener, but also adds the energy, because on their own, you know, you just want to mix it up because it gets boring, doesn't it, basically?
Can I see the hydration fruit punches sports and the fizz sticks get rid of hangovers? Should I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
I listened in a video on that. It's very good.
This is real. I mean, it's talking about people in their lives, isn't it? You know, you can't suddenly become a nun in January, having been, you know, everywhere in December. So that's not real.
You see yesterday's photo with me with my really helped. I'm drinking a shake. And it's like a ball.
A lovely combination. Is it still
real people?
Was it a chocolate one or a vanilla one? That's a new one. That's a new one. Have some fun with it, guys, because it can get awfully serious, all this nutrition and holier than thou and all of that. And I don't think we're going to get very far if we try being like that. I mean, I do a lot of networking with guys, and so, you know, I did one time, I did like a little pack of 1 digestion plus 1 fizz stick and 1 phyto sort of thing, but we're all going to get hangovers at the weekend. Why don't you just try like these every weekend. You might be too much time of the weekend, you want to try it, but we'll help you. And they love that because they got like some freebies in like kind of little Ziploc jobby, and you know, they could try some different things, and it was across the range. So, you know, this is the great thing about Arbonne. You know, you're the CEO of your own company. You can have a play with it according to the audience that you're speaking to, what they're doing, where they're at, and play around with it. And, you know, the ASVP may be like a set, but that doesn't mean you have to work with it like that. You know, you can get the things and mix them around. And as you say, fantastic for hangovers. I think, was it the after one you liked, Andrea? Yeah. I have to say, I'm just going to say now, Andrew and Fiona are like this in terms of party girls. So if they have a fit for hangovers, they're probably right. Try to test it. Protest it. Yeah. Yes, my body is my shrine. Okay, and then we've got the Evolution, which obviously is the weight loss program. Again, amazing results with that. They really, really work. And again, that can be quite a shock for people because they're not expecting it almost to work quite as well. So the products almost be too good, I've found. I don't know about anybody else with the Evolution. They really work.
They are controlled to taste nice. Most products like that don't taste nice. That actually tastes nice.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
It's brilliant.
It works.
It's like watermelon. It's watermelon-y, isn't it? Watermelon.
A lot of them go with like looking at some cinnamon powder, they go to blue skin, they're like drinking gosh, that doesn't.
Well, that's brilliant. But that just shows you know that whole area, and you know you'll be able to get brilliant sales from that. You see, oh, that's not been my area particularly, so you know. Well, exactly. But so how many other people do? You know, loads of people. Sorry, does everybody know what this is? Well done, Candice explaining. Okay. Yeah, I will. Would you like to carry on? And then some tap and support, which actually gets you going. You know, you've got a few stone to lose, then it gets you going. Basically, gets it going. Because it can get sluggish, it can get stuck. Yeah, yeah. No, but it just gets the system going in terms of, you know, burning it and everything else. So the fiber boost talks about that. Gets it going quicker, but also if you do exercise, then that's what the same kind of thing as well. It all has to be done with exercise, guys. Depends which thyroid you're talking about. Who has a gut? Go much cleaner things. All the things that like yours spiking or something like that. Yeah. Really. Yeah, you see, it all comes in hand, doesn't it? Sleep issues, weight issues, everything. Yeah.
I've got a friend
Back to that.
a client.
Yeah.
She's more interested in the hair and stuff at the moment. She's still really interested in nutrition. However, she's on her career. And it's a lot of any kind of nutrition. So I don't know if it's just water she can't say.
Well, I would do digestion.
I do digestion and do the shapes.
You can't do shapes. You can't do healthy. Okay, so we get back to this, guys. Fascinating conversation we're all having. It's a bit tricky, I'm afraid. These all kind of working alongside. These particularly, the omega-3s and also the vitamin D spray, I'd say, are the two things which I would always add in to what we've already been talking about in the ASVPs. Are we having a separate conversation? Or are we doing this? I don't know where we are. Let's ask you. Pardon?
You get your Omega in the kit in the SVP.
Yeah, of course you do.
Just
Sorry.
vitamin D.
Yeah. This is also excellent. Unfortunately, it's not around at the moment. It's coming later in the month. Oh, excellent, Angela. We thought it was later in the month.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't put these in the SB. I think these are brilliant.
Yeah.
Don't you? They're absolutely fab. And you can have that on the go, much easier than the shakes and whatnot. So they're really, really great.
Can you have a word?
Actually, did I say that? 'Cause we can.
30 bars.
Rebecca's got questions.
Yeah, sorry. The vitamin D.
Don't apologise.
No, I think it's going to be massive this year. I've had patients that have come in with all sorts of problems with going to curfew. I've sent them off to their doctors for a full. I said, go to your doctor, tell them you don't feel well, you want a blood test of everything. What's come back?
Vitamin D.
Every single time.
Isn't that interesting?
Amazing, yeah.
And also so easy to take.
That's right.
Something about that lateral seam reason because there's been an increase in rickets. Yeah. Juice like in this day.
Really?
Yeah. It's particularly bad in the Asian population.
Why is that? They don't have
Two
to.
reasons. The Asians really dark skinned black. When they live in this country, they're used to much stronger sunlight. So their skin, they have to have a higher proportion of sunlight to absorb into their skin. Their skin in this country doesn't absorb the sunlight as well. So they have a huge problem. They have done for years of rickets. But what they're now beginning to see is because we allow them on the 50
Oh yeah, they didn't go through that. Yeah.
kids
Okay,
are
yeah,
now
are they?
struggling to absorb the sunlight, and so they're seeing rickets appearing in young children.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'd start with vitamin D then for everybody. That's what I'm
Say,
doing.
Yeah,
Yes, great.
I love it as well. The health visitors, that's
Yeah, immune system.
Excellent.
Amanda has really got it.
So really, again, this is what we should all be doing. Whoever you are, this is what we should all be doing. So, you know, following those steps is absolutely brilliant. And you know, just to answer, like, kind of where we were kind of the confusion, my personal thing would be to cut out sugar and to cut out yeast. And as long as, you know, you're having a bit of meat, you know, if that's what you do normally, you know, I could not have meat in my family because that's what I would eat. So, you know, I choose, I choose to be vegan up to dinner time, and then I have to sort of join in. Otherwise, I'm doing lots of different meals. So, you know, whatever works for you, really. But it's the good fats, which also we need to note. If you've done all that there during the day, you know, it's fine. That's all in there. Don't need to go on about that. And also this little profile thing and matching, sort of tracking progress. It's just like all these other trackers, you know, it's really good to see how far you've come because it's very, very motivating when you've had like kind of a down day or, you know, a few days when you've had sleep and you're a bit off track, and you can keep a track of things. And just finally, a couple more charts really, just these helpful hints which are in the back there, which are really good. The hydration is really important. The big Arbonne thing is a great thing. Some people put those in with their HVPs as sort of incentive for people and get them for free. And there's no QV on it, but it's like a really nice thing to add in, which I thought was a really nice thing.
The good thing for that is when you hand out samples of the nutrition, you put them in that.
Yeah,
So
that's a lovely idea.
Water in there, you know, use this while you try and make
Yeah,
that.
that's a lovely idea.
And then, like, you know, it's quite a nice little thing. I'll keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we all need to drink a lot more water, and also the slowing down and chewing your food. I mean, you know, how many times you stand up while you're cooking dinner for the kids and you're actually doing your own breakfast or whatever. So that's a key thing for me. And reducing portion size, and you know, just making sure you actually digest it properly is a key thing as well. Amy, my 16-year-old, is really into the Fit Girls Guide. I don't know if anyone's seen those, but apparently they say the alphabet.
Oh, wow.
So she's helping me do the charts last night. But tell us the alphabet, Mum. Yeah, right. Refined sugar is really, really crucial to cut this out. It's the first drug we give our kids. So we really need to cut down on the refined sugar because it really does do that to the system. And the spike is horrendous. So we really do need to watch that. That's the thing that I'm particularly hot on. And also just the snacking really and trying to avoid that if you can. Exercising, all good, we all know about that, but you know, having it in there is essential because we can't just do the eating side of things. We have to, you know, it's not balanced. And also, just, I don't know, I've seen a few things of people saying, if I lose weight, everything will be fine. And it's actually the whole community of the whole thing and feeling good and the lifestyle, and it's all of that we do need to give a real balance kind of thing. And that's what the support's all about, and resting, you know, sleeping enough, and all that jazz. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nikki, can I use your presentation on Saturday?
Please do.
Next week, Flatter than I
Of course.
How do I get back to my? I think it's over here. So who's doing the detox? Yeah. Can you see this? Oh, yeah. Where am I going?
Why do they say 30 days? Is there a scientific reason, or do they just have to do it?
I think there's a bit of, I suppose, habit. It takes at least 3 weeks to install a habit. I think a lot of your cells renew in that kind of. I think your skin takes about 6 weeks, isn't it, rather than 4 weeks?
And it's 2 bags of shake perfectly.
Yeah, skin does take 6 weeks to renew. Many of your cells do turn over in a month. I think it just hit blood cells in a month.
Big thing for me is that I am really bored already this month of seeing all of my friends who have all of a sudden in November and December joined Forever Living. People I just haven't seen for a really long time, so I haven't read my on. More for me. But suddenly everybody is talking about C9 detox on Facebook.
Yeah.
How do we not fight it, but how do we suggest if someone were to say someone's approached me with the idea of doing this detox, what's different?
Well, versus the line, really savage. I mean, really.
People seem to be losing a lot of weight, but I'm not hearing anything about it.
It's like Nikki said, it's like a diet.
Yeah, so it's one of
Yeah.
basically teaching you to live a healthier lifestyle rather than a quick fix to get into a dress. So if you want to get into a dress in 9 days, or you want to totally change your life and be healthier for a long time.
Yeah.
Another thing on that you want to mention about the protein issue, the reason, if you want to compare perhaps, they want to know why, potentially, the sodium nitrate, the phosphate, do see if we've got that ingredient, because most of them do, and it's terrible for muscle wastage, so we're talking heart, lungs, and your back, so it's not from the actual fat.
So I don't think C9 protein and cleanse.
So, yeah. And the Kierenstein's got, and then also just the protein shakes, sodium nitrates, phosphate, and then also the OPOS with our 3 cranberries, brown rice, and pea protein. The O positive, if that's your blood group, you find it harder to digest cranberries, but easier to digest brown rice. If you're A positive, the other way around. So it's for your blood groups. That's why we've got those 3. Because that. So no,
there's not 3 in all of them. In the meal replacement, there isn't 3.
No.
Yeah. So that's
We got that written down.
cool. Okay. So we'll move swiftly on. If we're talking about good resolutions, so detox or changing your lifestyle and habits is one of them. So Hannah's going to talk a bit more about who we're being rather than just about what we're doing. Yep. So your slides are integrated.
It's all now. So do I just press that down?
Yeah, put you down.
Okay.
There was a slight lag. There you go.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Beginning of January, and a lot of people are writing their my New Year's resolution is going to be I'm going to drink less, smoke less, eat less chocolate, whatever. And we just hear it all the time, don't we? The gyms are absolutely packed today, but February they'll be empty. It just happens every single year. So what's the dictionary definition of resolution? It's a firm decision to do or not to do something, and it's the quality of being determined. So we're just going to talk today. I feel really passionate about this, and I sort of said to Zoe a while ago, can I talk on this? Because I think you are really important. We've got a great business, but this now is just to talk about you. Because good resolutions, if you set good resolutions down at the beginning of the year, guaranteed you get great results. And this is what this is going to be. It's down arrow, is it? Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to start off with resolve to be the best me that I can be. Because you are really, really important. You are amazing. We're all very individual. We're all very unique. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. We live in a society that doesn't really promote that. We're British, and that's not good either. I think if you're in America, they're a bit more on that way. But, you know, I want us all to realise how amazing we are. And I say it to my team, stand in front of the mirror and just go, I am awesome, because you are, we all are, I am. I'm learning to fall in love with myself. And I say that to so many women, just look who you are. You are amazing. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you have such a power to influence. You have that within you. You've got a power to influence for good. And this is what this is all about, because you've got an opportunity to make an incredible difference, not only in your life, but with your family and with those that you come in contact with. And if we just stop and think about that sometimes, take away Argon, take away QVs, and just think about you. The power that's within you to make a difference is incredible. And I want us to be talking about that more and more, so people just grow and develop just as who they are and know how brilliant they are. Because, you know, we're here on this planet, but what's our legacy? What are we leaving? What is it all about? What are we doing? You know, what will people be saying about us? What will we be remembered for? I think it's really important that we understand that, because we're not an accident. We're not just, you know, one of 7 billion. You are the only one on the planet that's you. So what are we, me, doing about this? And this just sounds a bit weird, but I often think about this. I think about my funeral. I think about what would people say about me in that place? How many people will be there? What different type of people would be there? They have got to be dressed in multicoloured. I've told my daughter all that and everything. Because it's a celebration. Life is a celebration. My life will be a celebration. And so my funeral, I want it to ring out big time about that. But yeah, I do think about it, not in a morbid way, but just in because I am unique. You are unique. And I think we need to hear that more and more. Ian Pritchard on Sunday, he said, faith it till you make it. I really love that. I haven't heard that before. I've often heard make it till you make it. To have faith in yourself, that you get out there and do whatever it is you want to do. You want to run the marathon? Start walking. You want to have a super successful R1 business? Start talking. You know, you want to lose weight? Just eat a little bit less. None of this is hard. It's all doable. But we deserve it. You know, strive to be the best that we can be. I'd strive to be the best that I can be, with dignity and integrity. We talked about this in the car coming back last night. And, you know, it's just really understanding, because 2 of them were foreign, one Polish and one Norwegian. Well, what do you mean by integrity? What does that word mean? And actually, it's quite hard to define. But having dignity and integrity as you step forward and you move on. Okay. Resolve to be determined. It's easy to follow the crowd. It really is easy to follow the crowd. It's really easy not to do this detox. It's really easy to have another glass of wine or Prosecco, whatever. It is. But, you know, it is easy to follow the crowd, but don't. Because you're not a crowd. You are an individual. You are incredibly unique. You don't have to swim with everybody else. You know, being determined, you know, resolving to be, you know, my New Year's resolution is to be determined. Determination is head down, leaning in, and just making things happen. Just make things happen against the odds, against what people might say, oh, you'll never be able to run the London Marathon. Do you know what? I'm just going to start walking, and then I'll jog, and then I'll run, because I'm going to do it against what people might say, as an example. So we've all got that in us, and I just think that's so incredibly exciting, you know? And if we can just fire people up, help people up to understand the potential they've got if they're determined to make things happen. And, you know, Zoe's been talking today about, and we're coming to these, not only is it the start of the month, it's the start of a brand new year. What are our goals for 2016? What are our goals? Okay, we've written down what the monthly one is here. What about 6 months' time? What about in 12 months' time? 2015, January the 1st, 2015, I lay in bed and I just wrote some goals down, and there were life goals. There were lots of bit of Arbonne, there was family and finances and, you know, everything. And I wrote in the same book, just a couple of pages on, my goals for 2016. And I just looked, I thought, wow, they have come to fruition. My goals have happened. Sorting my finances out, doing this, doing that. You know, it was really powerful writing them down. And then just have that steely determination, you know, that real gut stuff that you just think, do you know what, I'm determined to make this work, because why not? Why not? Why not give it a go? And because, you know what, none of us, this is a Bible quote, because I'm a Christian, I read the Bible, and it says, we were not given a spirit of timidity. We were not given a spirit of timidity, but we were given a spirit of power and of love and of self-discipline. That's what's innate in us. And I think once we start to realise the power that we have within, great things start to happen. Okay, so resolve to be disciplined. Another resolution for the year. Turn off the TV. I mean, just turn off the TV. You know, I was in the meeting today, or in the kitchen with CEO and people, and they said, oh, Helen, what do you watch on TV? I said, I don't. And actually one of them turned around and goes, oh yeah. I said, I can't join in this conversation, because, and I saw him look and he goes, good job. But turn off the TV. I read Miracle Morning because it was being splattered all over Facebook, and I just thought I better buy it, I better read it because everyone's raving about it. That has had such an impact in my life. I now, every single day, get up at 5:30. I used to be getting up at 6:30, but now I get up at 5:30 because I want to spend an hour and a half reading. You could say meditating, I pray, just want to start my day centered, focused, and ready to go. And so I'm very grateful for Miracle Morning, and I believe there's other Arbonne people also now getting up around that time. But it's great. I now have another hour in my day. And that hour is for me to become a better version of me. Now, to be disciplined, it is easy to keep the TV on and watch EastEnders. It's easy just to flick through Hello Magazine, but don't. It's not going to do any good. Watch, read, listen. Watch, read, listen. Stuff that's going to make a difference in your life. People who have gone before you. In fact, it's Cara. No, it's Tracy who gave me the audios, Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Successful Leaders. I just love that audio set. I listen to it again and again and again because I want to be the best I can be. And so that I can't recommend it enough. Okay, if you're thinking, oh, I haven't got time to read, stick audios in. Watch videos while your Candy does her ironing with a phone in her back pocket and she's got YouTube stuff blaring out. You know, awesome. Be committed to that.
I don't go to the loo.
Be disciplined. Be disciplined in your self-development. Please be disciplined in your self-development. We came back yesterday from Manchester. We had a fantastic leadership conference for those who weren't here. They just kept saying again and again and again, self-discipline, it's what it's all about. Self-development is what it's all about, but you have to be disciplined in that process. And also, do you know what? Love yourself enough to help yourself become the best version of you that you can be. Love yourself enough to help yourself become the best version of you that you can be, because you're worth it. You're worth it. Resolve to practice. Love that guy. And find more people to talk to. Find more people to talk to about your Arbonne business. Join a gym, join Pilates, join anything, anywhere where there's people to talk to. practice, practice, practice your business. And there's no such thing as a genius. You know, a genius is only somebody that's done 10,000 hours at least of whatever it is there. You know, I don't know how many times Usain Bolt run up and down a 100-meter strip. Mozart started playing when he was 5. You know, these. I love using my wonderful hero, which is Allegro. It's a horse. Now, this horse has taken years and years to get where it is now, but that horse has done at least, well, way over 10,000 hours of practice to be doing what he does now. And that's the same with us. The more we practice, the more people we speak to, the better we're going to be. And of course, initially it ain't good. You know, Mozart, I'm sure, just went ping, ping, ping. And Allegro's legs would have been all over the place. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, practice, practice. So how's your 60-second story coming along? How many people have you actually said it to? You know, how many have heard it? Has your dog heard it? Have the cushions heard it? Has your reflection in the mirror heard it? Stand in front of a mirror and then just talk to yourself. It's practicing. How many people have done a DA? How many people have, well, A, got these, thank you, Anne, and have actually bought it out in a coffee shop and said, I'm just going to take you through an opportunity. How many people have done it in a big group? How many people have done it in a one-to-one? Record yourself doing this. Tell the dog about this. He should know it better than anybody else, because you should be telling your dog over and over again, because that practice makes perfect. Yeah. So for someone to become a genius in what they do takes hours and hours of practice with discipline and determination. Are we, me, I include me in this, are we prepared to do that? Are we prepared to do that with the business we've got? So we've got to get ready for great rewards. That's what it's all about. And now, are you ready to be a leader? Are you ready to be a leader? Watch, listen, and read about what great leaders do. Again, this Stephen Covey book is just fantastic for me. I'm so grateful for that. I'm having it burnt actually onto other CDs, so we can share them. But, you know, watch, read, and listen to see what other people do. See what other awesome Arbonne leaders are doing. What's their journey? Read Ion Arbonne's. Listen to the audios that are on YouTube. I've got a vision board, which I did about 2 years ago, and this is up. I just see it every single day. Dog knows it back to front, and so does my family and anybody that comes in. This is what I want. These are the results that I'm looking for. You know, that's the Indian Ocean, which of course I'm going to sail around that. I'm going to have this fab horse. My kids are all going to go to uni. I'm going to buy that house for my charity. There's just lots of stuff that I want to do, because this is the rewards of the practice, the discipline, and the determination into my business. Okay, now we've all got a pen and we've got a piece of paper, and I want you to write down what do you want your pay to be January, the end of January 2018. Just I want your pay packet for that month. What do you want it to be? Don't take long to think about it, just come out of the top of your head. Okay, have you all written down what you want that figure to be? Now, double it. Double it. Write it down, whatever you've written before, just now right next to it, double it.
I haven't even written anything, I've forgotten the first.
Just what do you want to be your pay packet amount to be the end of January 2018?
Just for that month?
Yeah, just 1 month. 1 month. Now, whatever it is, just double it. Okay? Okay, now, are you prepared? Are you prepared to become the best, to work with determination and discipline to achieve that figure? Are you prepared to do that? I can't do it for you. Zoe can't do it for me. I've got to do it for myself. I can't do it for Anne and Kat. I can't do it for my team. You have to do it for yourself. But are you prepared to become the best with determination, discipline, and practice every day to achieve the life. And this is the life of the dreams for your team, your family and yourself. And do you know what? I've done it in that order. Well, family, team, yourself. There's no I in team. Don't put yourself first when you're working with your Arbonne business. This is all about working with your team. But if each of us just knew how awesome we were and the potential we've got, man, the business would just explode. So are you prepared to treat your Arbonne business with the respect it deserves? And have that pay packet, that figure that you wrote down, become a reality? I'm going to say it again. Are you prepared to treat your Arbonne business with the respect that it deserves and to achieve that figure, that pay packet, January 2018, for that to become a reality?
Yeah.
Yes, Helen.
Yes.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Because why wouldn't you be? I mean, of course you are. Set goals, short, medium, and long term. Just set them. Zoe's talked about sort of, I'm going to say that that's a short-term goal, but it can be even shorter, but by daily and weekly. That's short-term. What about in 6 months' time? What are you going to be doing in July? And then what's going to happen in December this year? Okay, we've got 12 months. Great at the start of the year to be thinking about this. Smash the QBs that you've achieved so far. Just smash them. You know, just go, right, I'm out there. I'm just going to smash whatever I've done so far and to achieve what I want to do, because I'm going to have determination, I'm going to have discipline, I'm going to practice, and I want the rewards. And just look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and just say, do you know what? I am awesome. And I'm incredibly grateful for what I've got. And I'm so blessed. God has a great plan for your life. So just get out there and live it. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Right, let's go. Really? Oh, thank you. I didn't have a physics today, and I said to lead one today, didn't I, Helen? Let's do Helen. Fizz Helen. I just mentioned briefly, over Christmas, me and my husband, we always, at Christmas and then in June, we take a day to goal set. And people think, I'm like, Dad, can you come over and babysit? Well, what are you going to do? Well, we're going to it sounds weird, doesn't it? We're going to goal set, we're going to plan, we're going to talk together as a couple, and it's a bit odd asking a babysitter. They're like, okay, all right then, send your mum round. I mean, my mum's mentally, it's like, as long as she's in the house, you're in the house, it's fine. So my mum's in the house downstairs, and she's nuts, so just so there's 3 nuts with the kids. So we're upstairs in the office with my husband. They're probably thinking, like, what we're up to. And we sit there, we literally review but you've got to make it work. You've got to make that time. And we review our goals, and we have 5-year goals, we have 3-year goals, we have 10-year goals, we have 1-year goals, and we have them in professional, personal. You know, what do we want? What do we want our life to look like? We know what our lifestyle is, what our budget is, how much it's going to cost. You know, we know what we want, and we know what we want as a couple as well, which is really important. They're working on the same page. And we sit down and we take that time to do that. And it's really important you do that. And then we look back and we tick off the ones we did from last year. Some of them we changed. Like there was one, like John had a horse riding lesson for John. He's like, I can go. Why did I put that? And some things we change, and we adapt, and we evolve. But lots you can tick off and change. So it's really important you write them down. And then also, I was just going to talk a little bit about being out of balance. So sometimes this business, you just have to be out of balance to make it happen. And this weekend, I mean, we've had New Year's Eve, we had a few of you over, which is brilliant. It was great. And then New Year's Day, I had family over. Then we have leaders breakfast the next day, and then Manchester yesterday. I was up at 4:30, drove to Manchester, came back at 9:15. I was on Zoom at 9:30 with 10 regions from around the country. I didn't expect it. And then today I'm here and I rated the training, I put everything together this afternoon. Okay, this is how out of balance we are in our house. I've got John's pants on because I've got no clean pants. That's how bad. It sounds like, what are you doing? I need some pants on. I know it's that bad. I was like, it's all right, I'll be all right tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got a day out tomorrow to get life back in order. Okay, that's how bad it gets. But I could have stayed at home all day yesterday and done ironing. I could have a nice folded clothes. I could have stayed at home, done all my ironing, done all my washing. But where would that get me? You know, yeah, I could have gone. That was the other option. It was like, I want to do. Could go like Calvin Klein or Brandy. You know, so you can have perfect order at home, but where was that going to move me towards my goal? No, it wasn't. Getting to Manchester, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't see the kids all day. I left before they woke up. I got to home when they were fast asleep. That is moving me towards my goals, you know. And you know, so what if I have to wear Calvin Klein for that? It's fine. They're gonna come here. It's fine. John's like, you've got a pee hole and everything. I was like, John, do you mind if I tell people? He's like, no, because it means I'm slim. He's like, yeah, the ones that don't fit him. So there we go. So yeah, I'll be doing some washing tomorrow. You know what I'll be doing tomorrow. But that's how it gets, and that's what sometimes you have to make sacrifices, you know, in this business just to fit it in. And it's like Helen said, you know, you've got to get up an hour in the morning earlier. That's one of the reasons I'm doing the detox, and I'm on day 9, is so I can get out of bed, because I haven't been able to get out of bed and I'm tired and I need more time in the day to do this. So what? I don't eat sugar. I can get up an hour earlier. That's great. And my spots, and also for me, a big thing for the detox is my skin. My skin broke out because I did jokingly say, and I manifested it, that because I don't have no before and after pictures, because I was really alkaline before Arbonne, and I came into Arbonne, and Arbonne has carried on as an extension of my health journey. And then I was like going, oh, maybe I should have a month off Arbonne to like see what it does to my system. And my skin has just been horrific. And it's all, when you're then promoting a health and wellness brand, it's been so to look in the mirror. So I started the detox early, and it just feels so good. And the energy is also, yeah. Anyway, okay, so on to our recognition to finish up this evening. So our all-important district managers in qualification. I don't know if any of them are here. Anyone here from the list? Yeah, Rebecca. So we'll just run through that. So we've got Joanna Aikens is sponsored by myself, and Fran Gregory is sponsored by Gemma Jones. Want to take a round of applause, Gemma? Yeah, come here, Fran. So Fran was going to join this evening, and she's she'll think yeah. Thank you. Congratulations. Monica Lisela, sponsored by Liz Shear, Monica's in Jersey, and she flew from Jersey. And she was with us on Saturday, and she came to Manchester, and she flew back from Manchester this morning. So, yeah, somebody says Manchester's a long way. Oh, hi, Monica! And do you want to read out the ones from your region?
Sure. So
I can't pronounce them.
Petra Stranster, sponsored by myself. Rebecca Dean, sponsored by me.
Yay!
Thank you. Come on, keep going. How shy you are. You hide in a corner. Claudia Redknapp, sponsored by Susan. Melanie Ellis, sponsored by Lucy Carberry. I don't know if you're on there. Yay! Susan Wilkins, that's and then Nina Rose and Leah, I think she's also sponsored by Lucy Carberry.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. They were there yesterday. Yeah.
So maybe Nikki, you can take 2 roses.
Yeah, we've seen them on Saturday.
Yeah, cool. So new district managers. Here we go. So we have 3 new district managers. So Amanda Litchfield, sponsored by Gemma Jones. Gemma's on the way to area. Okay. And Amanda's daughter's got really bad chicken pox, isn't she? And so she was going to make it this evening. She's 7 months old, and her chicken pox. And she was in Manchester yesterday, and
palms of my hands.
Yeah. And then Cara Johnson, sponsored by Angie Rose. Have you organised a gift for Cara? No, okay. It's quite, when the region training gets like this close to the end of the month, it can make things logistically challenging, but cool. And then Liz Shear, sponsored by Helen Walton, and so Liz is our first district manager in Jersey. Liz has had a gift already. Okay, cool. And so district manager bonus, and yeah, so district manager bonus again is just an incredible achievement for, and you can achieve this whether district or area or region. And so Executive Regional Vice President Fiona McCarthy is very good. Alison and Pete Hutchinson. Can't get a book. No more alcohol. That's it. Yeah. Ah. Congratulations. And Helen Walton, sponsored by herself. So you'll get the same book again. Which one would you like?
This one.
There we go. Congratulations. Okay, we're a bit weak on the bonus areas. We enjoyed the yeah. Okay, area management qualification. Right, I mean, so many of you are going for area this quarter, and so these names will be on here. And
I've got a district bonus.
How did you do? Come up! I thought when I was doing it, I was going, I'm sure I've missed one. I've always missed one. It's normally me. Okay, I think we'll start with this one for you because I enjoyed this.
Yes,
Congratulations!
Yeah, well done.
Okay, so these, wait for your names, and then National Vice President Qualifications, Fiona McCarthy. Okay, so 2016, I've heard so many people go, 2016, this is my year, 2016 is my year, you know, is this going to be your year? Is 2016 going to be your year for Arbonne? Whatever goal that is this year. Nation, come on, we go, let's just pop out some nations. And you know, so I can see like there's loads of Mercedes going to pop out of the queue this year. Imagine. It is going to be exciting year. It's yeah. Can't wait for the start.
2016 coming from Nicky March, and I absolutely love that. That can be like sparkly. Everybody. And shine.
So thank you everyone for being here this evening, and have a great month.
He said, wow, what an amazing training, love that, thank you. Monica, hi everyone, there's a lot of mumbling, please make sure you're on YouTube. Yes. Superb.
Yeah, I was expecting when you mute or when you
I didn't, so I didn't know how to actually because you're moving it so a little way.
Awesome.